Try this again. All right. Did everybody share what they were thankful about? Okay, we're just going to go with it. All right. So I think the previous slide was about the foundation strips. If you did not hear, we have 2 foundation strips coming Thursday. Usually it always is announced on the first Monday of the month and then launched on the first Tuesday of the month. But Mr. Park has some announcements to make, and he is sending out an email tomorrow. So he wanted to wait until then. And we launch Thursday. If you can, mute yourself. They're going to watch Thursday, I'm assuming at 10:30, and there's going to be 2 shades, Precious Gift and Hold Me Close. Now, I had an image up, and it talks about what January's month is. It is Birth Defects Awareness Month. So I think these are going to hit home for a good amount of people. And so 2 sets coming Thursday, I'm assuming at 10:30. Okay. So just keep your eye out on info on that. Now, new year, new plan. We're going to be talking about goal setting, but also how to actually hit them. I think a lot of us, including me, actually this year, I did not do a word of the year. I have not set any resolutions. I think because I'm like, I just want to be better in a lot of areas. So I'm just going to work on what I can when I can. So I don't know about you if you've had a time to think all of it out, but we're going to talk a little bit about that, break it down, and we're going to get going. All right. We are going to Tiff is going to go into a little bit of like a quick booking blitz. This is not going to be like a huge event thing that we do. It's just going to be a quick little booking blitz for you guys. All right, so let's start with this quote. You can make excuses or you can make progress. You choose. I use this a lot in my life, but I also use it with my kid. Like every area, I think we have our chances to make excuses or make progress. And it all starts with belief. And I don't know how many of you were in Kristen. Oh, what was her last name? Kristen's
Boss,
thank you. If you were in her training, it was so good. If you were not, at least go follow her on Instagram, Facebook. She has a podcast. I've done this for almost 7 years, and it's the best thing I've ever seen. And she has a lot of free stuff out there, but we learned some really good stuff about belief. And I'm going to show you right here something that she talked about, which when she said this, it's like that light bulb clicked, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, like that's exactly what happened. So going forward, I want us to make sure that whatever goal you set, you're going to have the right belief, because that's what's going to fuel that goal, and it's going to give you the momentum that you need. So there's 2 different beliefs that you can have. And especially if you've been in this for maybe 3, 6 months to a year, even for those of us who've been in here, for several years, we've all felt this, and you will one day feel it again. So you need to know how to kind of change that belief. So the belief that some of us feel or think is, no one wants this product. You don't have like that confidence I don't think you don't have the confidence in the product. I don't think you have the confidence in yourself. So you probably think no one's going to want to buy this product from me. And so that belief then gives you the feelings of hopelessness, frustration, despair, everything that comes along, maybe like insecurity, everything that comes along with that negative belief. Well, then your feelings are going to dictate your action. And so what happens when you feel frustrated, insecure, hopelessness, you don't post as much. You're not as consistent in working your business and doing the business building activities that you need to do. So you stop posting in your VIP, or maybe you don't post as much, or you stop reaching out to customers to invite them to be a hostess, or you stop reaching out to, your hostesses and customers to invite them to the opportunity. So then what does that action give you? It gives you low sales or no sales. It gives you no hostesses, and then you stop recruiting. So that's the result. Then what happens is you use that result, the bottom line result, to justify now your belief. You were like, oh, I was right. Nobody wants this product from me. Nobody wants to host a party. Nobody wants to sign up to be on my team, right? So it's like a cycle. And so it's good to understand, if you don't mind muting yourself, that would be awesome. If you can see this cycle playing into your business, you then can go to the next slide of a more positive belief system. You know, if you tell yourself, look, the product's amazing, and I actually believe in myself to be able to step out there and know as soon as they put a toozie on, they are going to love this, right? Who can remember the first time that they ever tried it? If you like can look back on, I mean, mine was, it'll be 4 years in February, the first time I ever tried it. And so I loved it. And I think that's everybody's, they're like, wait, what? This is really, you know, what can happen? What can come from this? So then you have this belief that everyone will love this. Everybody wants to join you. They're not dumb. I don't want to say dumb, but they're dumb to not join you, right? They're dumb to not host a party because this is amazing. Then you get those feelings of excitement and fulfillment. You have that confidence, which then like helps your action, and you post consistently. You post with more confidence. Your verbiage is different. You are reaching out to customers to host nail bars. So you're holding more nail bars, which then gives you more of a audience, right? To then ask them to join the business, whatever it is, fill that pipeline. And then what does that give you? It gives you results of sales, interaction, fun. And so then that result cycles back up to it fuels that belief. Okay. So it all starts with the belief. That was the biggest point I wanted to share. It all starts with the belief, whether it's a negative or a positive belief, it's going to trickle down, and it's all a cycle. Does that make sense? Okay. So we're going to talk about setting goals, whether this is with sales, new customers, new stylists, new rank, incentives. So what I want you to work on, and I'm going to give you maybe 30 seconds to just start thinking about it. But if you have to take a screenshot of this or of any of it and come back to it at a certain time, you can totally do this. And some of this, it might be hard for you. I know sometimes it's like, I don't even know where to begin with setting those goals. You don't know what is even a possibility, but some of this, it may be easy for some of you. Whatever it is, you know, I would encourage you just to set some goals for each of those categories. And then I want you to think about these questions, and you can take a picture of this, or you can kind of just like listen to it as I say it, and then come back to your picture and really start writing things down. But what is your current customer count? How many new customers do you want to add this calendar year? At the end of 2022, what do you want your total sales PV to be? Melissa, if you don't mind muting yourself, there's a little bit of background noise. What has been your best sales year? How much do you want to increase that by this year? What is the current size of your team, and how many new stylists do you want to bring into the business this year? Are you wanting to work for a new rank title this year? If so, what title, and what do you need to do to achieve it? And what company incentives do you want to achieve? Now there's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and say it, like January is our last month for the Riviera Maya trip, but they always announce it after conference. So August, beginning of August is conference. They are going to announce another trip incentive. So be thinking about that and where you want to be to set yourself up for even more success at the end of the year. There's, you know, monthly incentives that they're always doing, the BQ incentives, things like that. Okay. All right. So those questions can help you pinpoint the activities needed to reach your new goals. And sometimes you'll want a visual reminder. Yes, your blankie is in here. Sorry, guys. Night, night. I love you. All right, close the door, please. Okay, close the door. Sorry about that. A visual reminder. So there's vision boards that you can create. There are, you know, the word of the year, whatever you choose to kind of give you that, start writing those goals down. If you need to put it on the back of your phone as like a screensaver or the back of your computer, If you want to print yours out, maybe make it in Canva or something like that, print it out. If you have an office, put it in your office. Making it visual, to me, always is the best. And even something that I do, and I think I'll talk about this, actually, let me talk about this on the next slide. You're going to want to reverse engineer it. You're going to break it down. So obviously that big year-end goal, but what do you need to do monthly? Or we'll start with quarterly. What do you need to do quarterly to get there? What do you need to do monthly or weekly or daily? So you get that big goal of, say you want to hit, team leader by the end of the year, and you're just a BQ stylist right now. Well, by quarter one, it would be probably good to have at least one stylist at that point. By the end of quarter two, you probably want to have, another stylist. By quarter three, then it's going to be, you really need to make sure that you're getting that senior stylist built underneath you. You need to break the volume down. If you need to look at the volume and see how much your team needs to make in lifetime. So then you can break it down quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily so that you know what needs to be done. Now, what I like to do this sometimes weekly, but definitely monthly, is when you've got that goal figured out, put it on sticky notes. If you need to sign 2 stylists that month, put stylist 1 and then another one, stylist 2. And then like that's your visual, and you can rip it off when you get it. It feels so good. Please use the sticky note method. I love it. I do that with sales. I'll do a sticky note for like 150, 300, 450, 600 up to whatever my goal is. And it just feels good to write down that sticky note. So that is what I suggest for breaking those goals down. And then think about the best practices that you need to do to then reach your goal. And all of our goals are going to be different, and that's totally fine. But what are going to be those best practices that you need to do? With the color 10, this is new connections. This is new koozies on someone. This is talking more on your social media platform, if that's the route that you like to take. This might be going to more vendor events to get your face out there in your community. Whatever it is, it's going to start with color 10 daily. And then it's going to move on to the hosted nail bars. And you're going to, whatever your goal may be, I like to keep it at 4 a month. Oh no, we have 10 minutes. Wow. Oh crap. I'm going to keep going really fast. And then Tiff, you can go. Sorry, it took so long to get it started. Now I feel awful. All right. So then those hosted nail bars are going to keep your audience and gain more audience. And then that's going to go up to, that means you're talking to more people. Okay. So enrolling conversations. And then you just, what is it? Ashton says it all the time. You rinse, wash, and repeat, right? We just keep doing the same thing. Okay. All right, Tiff, I'm going to click and you just tell me when to click next.
Okay. Hey guys. Okay. So we're going to start with, where are you now? So that's going to be slide 15. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. The booking blicks. Here we go. Okay. So we have done a lot of team-wide booking blitz, but you can do this on your own. And this is what you want to do to kind of fill your calendar if you have any gaps. If you look at your calendar and you realize, oh my gosh, I don't have nail bars booked, this is what you can do. So it's a really good idea, just a couple of ideas to get some names. Look back at, or can y'all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Look back at previous hostesses from like last year, January, February. If you wanted to reach out to them, you could do someone who hosted the past few months, because everybody who ordered in their parties, it's time for a refill by now, I'm sure. So you can reach out to them and ask them to host another party for you. You can look at past customers who were interested in hosting but never really pulled the trigger on it. Past customers that may have been interested in trying the nails and maybe they had a sample. Just follow up with that. So those are some ideas of where you can get started. And it's a good idea to just make a list of those names. And it's kind of like a 4 to 5. You can see, like, you'll see they'll kind of be like, if it's a past hostess, make it a category, a customer, make it a category. And then just try to do at least 5 names under each category. And then start reaching out to those people. That is going to be huge for you. And then if you need help with verbiage, you can click over. Verbiage is key. You can take a quick picture of this slide. These are some words that work when you're reaching out to people. Remember, so key, you guys, we're in a relationship building business. We are connecting. Okay. We are not in it for the sales. Don't be spammy. Don't be salesy. So make sure that you're connecting. Let them know, hey, you know, how was your holidays? I saw your pictures. They were great. You had a beautiful family. Connect with them before you make the offer. Okay, let's build relationships. Take a picture of this slide. This is a really, really, really great example. And if you're ever unsure of what you're saying is good or not, I mean, I tell my personal girls, send me what you've got. I will see how it sounds. I'll tweak it if I need to, or if I think you need to tweak it a little bit, I'll help you tweak it, and then you can send it on. So don't feel bad to do that. If you've got like a friend, you know, a side sister or your upline, always do that. And then when we're talking about, I guess we're going to skip the activity. So we're talking about tracking our goals. It's really important to track your goals, you guys. If you set your goals, but if you do not tracking is important because you can see the progress that you've made. You can kind of see if you need to do more, or if you're kind of like, you know, caught up with your goal or whatever. Tracking is so important. If you have not checked out the Color Street planning system that we have now, it's amazing. And there are areas in that for you to track all sales, customers, stylist ranks. I mean, everything. It's amazing. You can also do it with just like a regular calendar. That's what I do. I just use a regular calendar to track everything. But some people are digital and they like to do it digitally. I'm a pen to paper type of person. So, but either way, whatever you do, there is no wrong way to do it. Just make sure you track. That is so important. And then next, you want to be real with your goals. Life can happen. Reality can happen. Sometimes we start out working towards our goals and it may not be working very well. So it's okay to pivot. If you need to pivot, but do not pause. Never stop working towards your goals. If it's your business, you know, you can do with it what you want. But it's also okay to pivot if you need to, because your goal never changes. It's just the timeline that changes. So all is well. Okay, we can go next. Training resources, you guys. Holy cow, we have it made with this business. They have went over and beyond to make sure that we are taken care of in every way possible. I remember Jackie saying when she first signed up, there was absolutely no training. Like, she had to basically create her own training for her team. So we are so blessed now to have so much training. You can tap a picture or take a picture of the slide if you need to help you with, you know, future reference if you're looking for everything and you can't really remember where it's at. But Connected Dots on Facebook 3 days a week at 9:00. It's amazing. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm pretty sure they're still doing it that way. And then we have our Tuesday trainings, and there's so much in the back office. So make sure you check that out. Sorry, feedback. Okay. And then next, so we're going to share our goals with somebody. You guys, that's huge. You can write down your goals and then nobody knows that you have them but yourself. And sometimes that's dangerous because you can kind of not commit to yourself and just be like, I'll do it next time or whatever. But if you share with somebody, a side sister, an upline, you know, a business bestie, whoever it is, someone that's going to hold you accountable, I really do feel like that can change things in your business. And then this is what we want to end with. Sorry, I had to rush through this, but this is huge. Take a picture of this and try to finish it out. Let's decide what our goals are going to be for the rest of the year. Break those goals down, know how you're going to track them, and then find somebody to share your goals with. And then let's just start this year out great, you guys. Y'all are awesome. We are part of a phenomenal team. Let's do this. All right, Jackie.
That was so good. I feel so bad for how rushed it had to be, but I mean, you got to the point, and sometimes that's all we need, right? Like,
yeah,
stuff, like, just get straight to the point. And I think my favorite part, Tiffany, that you talked about was the pivot, not pause.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've been in Color Street for almost 4 years, and I can't tell you how many times I've had to pivot, but also, let me tell you, I've paused and I've seen what it does to my business. So, you know, kudos to you guys for even being on here. Let's give yourself a pat on the back for that, because if you're here, that means you're definitely not pausing. But also sometimes it's easy to listen and hear all this training, but then it's like you get kind of frozen and actually taking the action steps. That's how I like to work and I like to research and watch trainings and watch videos, but then I end up pausing when it comes to actually taking that step. So I encourage you, these seem simple, and they are very simple, but if you do them, you will see the actual benefits of it. So don't just listen to the training, which I'm so glad that you're here, but actually taking that step. And then once you get there and, maybe you didn't reach that goal you wanted to reach by May or April or whenever second quarter starts, is it April? Not stopping just because maybe you didn't hit it. It's then time to readjust, look back. Maybe, kids are going to get out of school in May. You might have to pivot a few times with like kids being home and things like that, or maybe your full-time job. You can't dedicate as much time. Things change, but I think that's my biggest takeaway, Tiffany, from what you talked about, was pivoting and knowing that your 10-year goal is not destroyed just because your first quarter goal didn't get met. Okay. So thinking, and that's something else Kristen Boss talks a lot about, is it's crazy to think about it with this kind of business, but you can have a 10-year goal. You can be in a really good spot in 10 years if you think of it and look at it like, okay, I want to be here in 10 years. Do you want to quit your job? Do you want to retire your husband? Whatever it is. But just because you don't meet one quarter goal doesn't mean that it's destroyed your 10-year or your 5-year, however long you want to be in this. Okay. So anyways, we're about to get cut off again, guys. Thanks so much for bearing with us through all of that. And, we will, hopefully I'll be all better next week, but we're going to do like a little leader lounge with a little bit of more like leadership training next week. And then we'll be back here for just a good team-wide chat next month. We're going to start doing them the first Tuesday of every month. So anyways, I'd love to hear what you guys think, or if you do any of this, I'd love to hear it in the team page. Feel free to post. Always know that we want to hear about it. And I hope you all have an awesome night. Stay healthy, stay warm.
Feel better, Jackie.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Love y'all.
Love you.